Hello viewers, welcome back to another educative health content. So today we'll be talking about cold, a very common symptom which happens when you're exposed or you're drenched in rain. So today we'll talk about what exactly happens to us when we get cold. So basically it's just a viral infection which affects us. When we say about the importance of viral infection, today everybody associates that with coronavirus. It's like last video, it's not just about coronavirus, it's also about understanding what exactly happens during these kind of a virus infection. So especially the viruses which affect us seasonally are self-limiting. So they only affect the upper respiratory tract and they don't get deeper rooted into the system. So every season you have some kind of a viruses affecting your body. It starts somewhere close to late springs where you have rhinoviruses. Then at the early stages of your rain, as well as in the rainy season, you have influenza viruses, very commonly given as a shot or a flu shot across the other countries. Then in the winter, you have adenoviruses and coronaviruses. So when you talk about these things, like these are the different viruses which affects. If you get a catch or if you catch a cold every season, it's always good for your body. But you need to understand that when you catch a cold, it has to be limited for not more than 3 days. So let's say today you got a cold, then it should not proceed for more than 3 days. So if it is anything above 3 days, that means that your immunity is weaker. So if at all you catch a cold, you should be happy that body itself is trying to understand the mechanics or the changes which has happened across the season. So let's say you got a cold this time, and the next year or the same time you can expect a cold, but your body is prepared better to fight off these infections. It's always good for you to keep exposing to these kind of viruses, but make sure that you take adequate responses measures so that it doesn't overburden your system. So along with that, it's also important for you to understand that age is also a factor. Not everybody goes through the same ways of it. So people or the children below the age of 3 years, they generally get para-influenza viruses. People at the age of 5 to 40 is basically rhinoviruses. So when this comes into understanding, as I said, virus is basically a self-limiting for the upper respiratory tract. These viral infections get into your nose or through your mouth and end up in the respiratory epithelium, basically at your throat till your upper part of your chest. Then two things happens. One, this virus tries to replicate its numbers. At the same time, because of this replication, there is a cell damage which is happening. So because of the replication and because of the excess amount of count in the body, this triggers messages to neutrophils and your macrophages, which are basically the immune responses of your body. They produce cytokines as a result between the interaction between the macrophages and the virus material. This leads to a systemic symptoms like that of weakness, like that of muscle pain, like that of congestion, which is chronic in nature. So at the same time, you have a cellular damage because of the replication. Lot of cellular damage comes together. They activate some of the enzymes in the body. These enzymes tend to give up a lot of local symptoms like that of sneezing, sore throat, and nasal congestion. So difference between sinus congestion and nasal congestion is very much minimal. So sinuses are few of the places in your body which can have impact that can lead to bacterial infections in later. But nasal congestion is just the clogging of your nose with difficulty in breathing. But anyway, by end of this video, probably you should not worry about what kind of an infection you are going through. So when we talk about going through and trying to get our bodies prepared for it, so everyone has a treatment for it. Conventional therapy talks about reducing the interaction between viral particle and that of your macrophages. They give something called as antihistaminic, anticholinergic, and cognizance or decognizance, which reduces your nasal congestion. But that is not good on a long run because that reduces the impact of body's way to interact with these viruses. So the natural way is to let the body be more cautious about these changes. So we do something which is very commonly called as hot treatments. So hot treatments in form of steam for your face increases your blood circulation to the face, and that increases the macrophages circulating around your nose, throat, and your upper part of your respiratory tract. So along with that, you can also go for a hot gargle of water with a little bit of salt in it. That also triggers a lot of good implication on your throat and also reduces the cognition, congestion. Along with that, you can also let your body sit and settle under the sun. So the more you expose your body to the heat, the better body responds to these viral implications. But you can also do these at home, something like having a sweet or having a candy. Make sure that whenever you feel a little bit of throat irritation, pop up a candy and start chewing or start sucking the sweetness of the candy. The soreness or the phlegm which is there accumulated onto your throat settles down into your abdomen, thus making sure that the more area is available for your throat to survive. Also, sleep is a very important thing. So when you try to sleep as much as possible, body has more energy, body has more ways to tackle this virus. Ginger is also one good source of enhancing your immunity. Along with that, the very important thing is keep yourself more hydrated. Because of your yogic practices or because of any of your meditative techniques, probably you'll be more aware of the changes which is happening in your body. Let's say there's a little bit of dryness of your mouth, little bit of dryness of your throat, and if you could feel that there is some kind of a body shifting its temperature or there is some fluctuation in your temperature, at that moment if you start drinking adequate water every hour or so, then the viral implications stop down because the body gets a lot of boost in form of hydration and it can act faster. So make sure that you drink adequate water as well. And more important of all these things is breaking the chain. So if you have a cold, make sure that you don't spread among your people. Sanitize your hands. Whenever you're coughing, use a napkin or use your elbow or sneezing as well. And make sure that you keep yourself more healthy. So having said that, so this is the best preparation which you can do for your rainy season. Make sure that you like this video and share it among your friends who are in necessity for any kind of a holder or any kind of a solution during the rainy season. If at all you get a cold, it's okay, don't pop up any pills. Let the body understand the nature of the viral implication, and that will make sure that the next season when it comes out, body has built up more stronger antibodies or more stronger defense mechanism to shoot out those viruses. So if you have any doubts, you can always write it down to draditya@gmail.com. So you can also look at Quora for Science Behind Wellness. Every Sunday, we keep updating our pages with different and relevant subjects. So thanks for watching. See you soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Thank you.